Now that you've learned about the Mayans, let's learn about the Aztecs. The Aztec civilization flourished from the 1200s to 1521. They were located in arid valley in central Mexico. Their major city was Tenochtitlan. They were unified neighboring city-states brought into the empire. The Aztec people included different ethnic groups of central Mexico who spoke the Nahuatl language. The Aztec Empire was a confederation of three city-states established in 1421: Tenochtitlan, the city-state of Mexica or Tenochtitlan, Texcoco, and Tlacopan. They were previously part of the Tympanic Empire, whose dominant power was Azcapotzalco. So this is a drawing of Tenochtitlan. If you notice, it is in the middle of a body of water. All that blue stuff is water. Excuse me. So they built it in the middle of a lake. Here's another picture of Tenochtitlan. So this is what grows to become what's present-day Mexico City. So the Aztecs were also polytheistic. They believed in more than one god. There was an emphasis on warfare. They were a warring civilization. They built pyramid temples with human sacrifices to help please the gods. So they also believed in human sacrifice. Their main deities or gods worship were Tlaloc, a rain and storm deity. I'm sorry, I cannot say this guy's name, but please write it down. Solar and martial deity and the tutelary deity of the Mexica tribe, and Quetzalcoatl, who is pictured on the right. He was a wind, sky, and star god and cultural hero. While human sacrifice was practiced throughout Mesoamerica, the Aztecs, according to their own accounts, brought this practice into unprecedented levels. Unprecedented means like never before this moment in time had anyone else done this. So their human sacrifice was a big part of their culture, and they did it a lot. For example, the reconsecration of the Great Pyramid of Tenochtitlan in 1487, the Aztecs reported that they sacrificed 80,400 prisoners over the course of 4 days. The great speaker himself reported this. This number, however, is not universally accepted, and it may have been exaggerated. Like maybe they inflated that number just a little bit to try to brag about their human sacrifice. So this is a picture of the temple and the human sacrifice that was going on there. The Pyramid of the Sun is the largest building in Tintuchu, the Valley of Mexico, believed to have been constructed about 200 in the Common Era. It's one of the largest in Mesoamerica. It's found along the Avenue of the Dead between the Pyramid of the Moon and Ciudad. The economy of the Aztecs was based on agriculture and conquest, which meant that they would go out and try to discover things around them. They farmed on artificial floating islands. Remember, the Aztecs' main civilization was built on a lake, so they had to figure out an innovative way to farm. So they farmed on these islands called Chin. As the Mesoamerican people, Aztec society was organized around maize agriculture. The main crops, in addition to maize, were beans, squash, chilies, and amaranth. This is what a chinampa looks like. They're really important for agriculture production in the valley, so they constructed these on the lakes. They were artificial islands that allowed the conversion of shallow waters into highly fertile gardens that could be cultivated the entire year. Chinampas were human-made extensions of agricultural land. They were created from alternating layers of mud from the bottom of the lake and plant matter and other vegetation. These raised beds were separated by narrow canals, which allowed the farmers to move. So how did this civilization end? Emperor Montezuma II was taken hostage by the Spanish. When I say the Spanish, I mean people from Spain. They sailed across the sea and they took the emperor. Foreign tribes joined Hernan Cortez in invading the Aztecs because the Aztecs, again, were a conquering civilization. So they would conquer a tribe next to them and bring them into their own civilization. And those tribes resented them for that. Like they had some built up anger about it. And so when Hernan Cortez showed up and he's like, hey, you want to take Montezuma down? Those tribes were down for it. They were like, yeah, we definitely do want to take him down. Most Aztecs were killed by disease or warfare. So remember, they are a warring nation and they do get involved with the Spanish. They do war with them, as well as the former tribes that they had conquered and made Aztecs as well. But also the Spanish brought diseases with them. And these diseases were ones that Aztecs had never been exposed to before, which meant they had no immune system built up against these diseases to fight it.